So I take the stairs instead of the elevators because it can be crowded. It takes a lot more time to take the elevators, and you take a stand shake this way. But sometimes you get to the top of the 5th floor or the 6th floor, and then you run into a member and you have to lobby them, and you can't breathe, and they just kind of laugh at you. I'm Jess Bartholow, and I'm a legislative advocate at the Western Center on Law and Poverty. I've been an anti-poverty advocate for 20 years. I actually was just celebrating my 20th year anniversary in anti-hunger community, and I do what I do because I grew up poor, and as a young woman and as a child experienced poverty, and I can't go back and fix what happened to me or my sister or my mom or my dad, but I can help make sure that nobody else experiences that, or that fewer people experience that, and I do what I do because I have to.
Hello, Hunger Action Day! We gotta lift each other up. We gotta make sure we see the happy side and the good sides. And one thing is, even though we do have so much hunger in the state of California, I know that we are being heard every year we come back. They're hearing us more and more in the Capitol. We have a whole bunch of bills that are out and have been introduced. Bills we've tried to introduce for years were introduced this year.
There's not a lot of us here that do poverty work, anti-poverty work in the Capitol, and so we're a pretty close-knit group of people, and we work really hard. And we try as much as possible when we're not in session with the legislature to be out in the community, you know, from San Diego to LA, to Oakland, up north, just talking to people, being in their space, making sure that we're hearing what are the most pressing needs of the community, so that when we're here in the Capitol, we're representing those.
And you're gonna say it loud enough that they can hear it all the way back in DC. All the way back in DC, and you're gonna have fun and make friends, because that's how we build a movement.
So we just finished the rally for Hunger Action Day, but I gotta check on a couple of vote counts for some coalition bills. My preference is to go to the balcony. I do that for a couple of reasons. One is I can work on my laptop. They have a plug in there. I know where it is. It's hidden. And the other thing is I can watch the legislators, and if they don't vote for things I want them to vote for, I can go, and they can look really disappointed. Or I can look really happy. After a law has been passed, or after a budget issue has been funded, seeing its impact in the community, seeing it change people's lives. And I've had, because I've been at Western Center for this is my 10th legislative cycle, I've had the great opportunity to serve low-income Californians, and then to see what happens when a bill or budget item is passed, and what it means to them. How it changes sometimes everything for them. Sometimes it's a little thing, but it's a dignity thing. But the reason that I come up here is, first of all, so I can use my laptop. Also, they have a plug here. I'll tell anybody. It's underneath the chairs, and you can plug your cell phone in. And then also, I like for the members to be able to see me up here, that I'm watching their bills. If they don't vote the way I'm hoping that they will, that they know I'm watching too. Sometimes I pull my cell phone out and make sure they know I'm tweeting about the bill or their vote for the bill. They don't always look up here. It's more like my fantasy that they're always watching what I'm doing up here. But sometimes they do. Another really good reason to be here on the floor is that you can see which members are talking to which members. And that can tell you what bills are in trouble, what bills are moving along, where there might be tension on the floor, and all of that is information you never have if you're over at the gate where the rest of the lobbyists are. And also, I just think it's really pretty and an amazing place to get to work. Well, for me, I just can't imagine, you know, kind of moving forward every day without doing something to help people who are in similar circumstances that I was in. It's really inhumane to let people suffer without health care. It's wrong to let people go hungry, and millions of Californians go hungry every year. And it's important that this body, one of the most powerful legislatures in the country, recognize that and do something about it. That's the most exciting thing for me, when the Capitol hears the real stories of people who are poor and then acts on that and then changes the law And then the people who are poor and in the communities say, wait a second, we were heard, and this is what it means to have policy change that's meaningful for low-income people.
Fight against hunger and poverty. Stand up for justice and equality.
I work really hard, but I get to do so, I have the honor to do so, making change for people like me and my family. And it doesn't feel like work. It feels like a mission. I think really this is the place that I like to be and where I can do the most good.